So the top ramen with the plums and the olive oil came out quite tasty. Um, Plums are traditional to use in savory foods in Asia, but they might not be for every taste. But they're pretty good in this for me. As you can see, I use my knife to eat, but I only recommend that for people who already know how to do it without hurting themselves. And if you hurt yourself, you're obviously not one of those people, so don't do that. Which adds a little sweetness and a unique flavor. Definitely pleasant. It's very hot, so I have to take my time eating it. Coffee came out very good and goes well with the plum sauce. Very strong coffee. I put about a pot, maybe half a pot worth of grounds in there, and about 3 ounces of water in a little tiny milk container, single serve milk container, and let that set for a couple of hours. Then I poured it out into the cup, into my little tin, which this is actually comes from the Latin section over at the whatever that store is called over there, and it's table cream, which you only see in the Latin stores, and it's heavy cream. It's very tasty. It's almost like yogurt in consistency. In fact, it's pretty close to yogurt in consistency, but it's just cream. And when the cup is done, I mash the sides down. This time I didn't, but normally I do. I mash the sides down with a pair of pliers or something and burn it really good. And as you can see, it's turned black. It's quite handsome and very useful, very light, very flame resistant. I can cook an egg in this quite easily. I can also have, this is from one of those combination cans where you have the vegetables in one can and you have the other part in the other can, and they're taped together, and it's kind of Asian food style, but it's really actually American. And you're supposed to take them apart. You drain the vegetables and you put the kind of stew sauce in there and stir it up. And I saved this one because it's a pretty good shape and size for cooking soups and even maybe frying an egg or that kind of thing. And I can also, if I kept the bigger one or use my coffee can, which is that size, later, I can hard boil eggs. I can buy a carton of eggs, a dozen eggs, and I can, in about 2 batches, I can hard boil them all, get them fairly good consistency and just the way I want them. And then I can carry those around with me for a day or two. In the cold weather, even longer. And they stay safe. If they break, they don't get all over my stuff in my backpack. Beef, top ramen with olive oil, the rich kind, the very robust kind that you use for salad dressings, and plums. I think 3 or 4 plums that I had, minus the pits, skin and all. I gotta vote this one up. This is a good experiment. Delicious. Full of good stuff. Fiber, vitamins, sugars, carbs, salt, which the body needs. Delicious flavor. Our fire is burning down and still quite safe. See, we are at 5 minutes. Okay. So there should still be plenty of heat when I'm done. And actually, I can take the stick and I can push everything over to one side. And that will reduce the amount of oxygen that gets to the coals, banking the coals like that. And it'll keep it hot longer. Put that in there like that. Pull these out of the way. So I'm fairly sure that they're doing good. In fact, it's a good idea. Let's do that. Grab my knife. Another part of today's experiment is, can I roast these chestnuts? Are they the right variety? Have I roasted them enough? As you can see, they're blackened around and they've been sitting over the fire for a while. Hopefully there's enough light to see all this. This camera doesn't have very good light collection, but we're going to see. I'm going to take this and set the camera up so you can see it really close. There we go. Cut it in half and take a look. It's very hot on the inside. I'm going to take this little piece here. Well, let's not take that little piece. That's sitting on that table. I have not cleaned that table, so we want to grab... Oh, and it's very soft. It's like potato. Oh my goodness. It's like potato. Only a little bit grainy. It's like a grainy potato. Oops. I'm pretty sure. Hey, that's very edible. My goodness. That is lovely. Okay. I'll do a better job of harvesting and processing that. They do have astringent quality, and I'm thinking maybe I want oil or butter with it. I'm going to see if this upsets my stomach or anything like that before I eat more. Bon appetit.